I mean, when you first got into comics, was it interesting comics in general, or maybe noir on the screen?
Well, I think, I mean, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I was fascinated by fantastic films by
Right.
not specifically because they were superheroes, but I was interested in just the sheer quality. I mean, it was fantastic. I mean, Jack Kirby and Steve Ditko doing brilliant stuff, and that's the stuff I was up in terms of superheroes. But I wasn't interested in the superhero concept, you know, that didn't turn me on. So, you know, that's my inspiration came from other things. But in terms of comics, I was interested in newspaper strips, and I mean, the big inspiration for me as a kid, when I was 12 years old, was this strip called Wrath of the Gods, which was published in a British comic called Boy's World. It was one of those beautifully printed comics, like Eagle. It was fantastic reduction standards, and it was about Greek mythology. It was a character called the One who had this adventure which featured all the characters from the Greek mythology, and I was into Greek mythology. But this thing was so well drawn, it astounded me. It was by a guy, an English writer called Ron Hamilton. He was one of the finest strip illustrators we've ever produced. And to this day, I've never seen anything that matches the craftsmanship in this strip. And that was the thing that really got me. And also Steve Ditko's work, the non-superhero work, in short stories, like Amazing Facts. That stuff.
It's funny you said that, because actually that's exactly what David Lloyd said this morning as well.
Really?
Inspired in.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to describe the effect that work had on me. Similar to Wrath of the Gods, but Steve Ditko was so unusual. His work had this extraordinary atmosphere, and a quality that is actually quite unique.
I mean, when it comes to your depiction of David Brennan characters, writing them, you seem to have a far more kind of illustrative style, one of the best word, than the other graphic artists. I mean, there's loads of charcoal style shading, rather than like expect to see. When it came to do some of the art, was that kind of straight
it's an interesting point. I mean, I was inspired by illustrators. I used to get a book called Look and Learn when I was a kid, which actually was fantastic illustrators that we produced. It was done by Peter Jackson, Ron Hamilton was doing stuff like that too. And so I was like inspired by illustrators, but painters as well. I mean, that's the thing that's where I really come from. Because when I was a kid, I was fascinated by. I had this book called The Observer's Book of Painting, which I got. It had reproductions, some in black and white, of a lot of great paintings, and all the ones that were in the National Gallery I ticked off and wanted to see. So on a day trip to London, we went to the National Gallery, and I made sure that when we went to the National Gallery, I saw every one of those pictures that was in that book. And the most important artist for me in those inspirational terms is Turner. Turner's picture of Ulysses riding Polyphemus, that Greek mythology thing, is one of the most impressive pictures I've ever seen. And I had a print of that picture in my bedroom for years and years. So, and I was interested in Everett Millais, and Everett Millais was a very realistic painter. And some of this stuff. But so I come from painting and illustration. I guess before comics, but it was similar movies that interested me too. I mean, and I always think that if you're an artist and you can draw and you like comics and you also like movies and TV, drawing your own comic is just like making your own TV show or making your own movie. And I think that was one of the interesting and important aspects of it. do my own thing and create my own room as a kid using comics.
So when it came to making so much light, in a way they kind of borrowed the visual style of painting, but then the camera angles, as it were, watching television.
Yeah, I think there's some very interesting style. It's quite possible. Yeah, you may have a point there.
Because I interviewed Sean Phillips a few months ago, and I was talking about his role on the and I was saying, well, very noir influence. He said, I'm ready with that, so I just read a book on noir before I started on comics. It was more actually seeing photographs of the movies than maybe even actually with the rendering.
Sure, but Sean's very interesting, great artist, and Sean is one of the few artists who I know who uses photographs in creating his pictures, his framing of pictures, in which he doesn't kill the action. And that, a lot of, actually, I'm sad that a lot of artists are using photography more, photographing people and posing people. And for me, a lot of it kills stone dead the energy of the art. Whereas Sean always just used it as a sort of like structural thing, and never allowed the photographs or that photographic pose to dominate the energy. Sean's a classic example of really, maybe photography should be used in comics or creative comics.
But when it came to, when you think comics that are set in real world locations, let's say scenes around Dean's Yard in Vendetta, did you visit that place and do sketches or did you use photographs?
Oh, absolutely. That was important. All those settings actually exist. I did. I went to DJ and took photographs. I maybe wouldn't be allowed to do that now with the irony, the fear of terrorism there is now. But I did that and took a photograph of Westminster Abbey. In fact, Westminster Abbey, the full shot of Westminster Abbey is actually just a burn house. It's not drawn because whenever I could use burnouts, technically term for bleached out photograph, whenever I could use those, I would, because the style of art that was used on the ring was very bleak style, and lent itself to that. Because there's absolutely no point in spending ages drawing Westminster Abbey if you don't have to. It's crazy. You're telling a story, and you can use any means to tell a story. The locations, you just have to get things right, and it worked out. In fact, I think that was rewritten actually, or Alan had a different way of getting into the corridor, and I thought, well, he could actually get into the window, so he could actually climb up, and it could be done. So